If you get pulled over for a DUI, you don't have to take the field sobriety test. There is a difference between the chemical test and field sobriety test. Field sobriety tests are when the officer asks you to step out of the car and do the one leg stand, the horizontal gaze, the walk in a straight line. Those are voluntary tests. You can refuse those tests. If the officer is asking you to conduct those tests, it means that they're building a case against you to request the chemical test. The chemical test could be blood or it could be a breathalyzer. They need probable cause that you've been drinking before asking you to do those tests, which are mandatory. If they ask you to do the chemical tests without probable cause, eventually during trial, there's a possibility that the evidence or the test will be suppressed or precluded. The officer needs to establish probable cause that he had for asking you to do that test, because you can't refuse those chemical tests, but you can refuse the field sobriety tests. Those are voluntary. So the best bet is to deny the officer the request to do the one leg stand, the horizontal gaze, and the other field sobriety tests. There is nothing good that can come out of it because it's a subjective test. If you pass, the officer will say you failed and therefore I need to give you a chemical test. And if you fail, well, you failed. So nothing good can come out of those tests. You should deny those tests. The chemical test, however, is mandatory. But before the officer can simply ask you to do the chemical test, he has to build a case against you.